and 04. Upside resistance at 48, 54, 64, 74, and 83. Pivot 40, support 32, 25, 18, 11, and 04. Upside resistance at 48, 54, 64, 74, and 83. So we drift down here. Market opened up down to the we have 32 on the downside here. You can see our green band coming in there at 88. Blue band also down here. Hourly, the market is trying to absorb the PPI number that came out this morning. As you can see, the bond market has no idea how to handle it. They are all over the place. Just no clue how to deal with the CPI number, which was a little hotter than expected. And definitely expecting higher rates, but when? How's the Fed going to look at these numbers next week when they have their meeting? Again, the idea is for next week to not raise any rates. So we shall see what happens. All right, kind of drifted out there, blue band area there at around 35 and change. The blue band's coming there at 37, got down to 35.50, and popping back up here a bit. Again, if you are using our levels and some of our price action opportunities, there's a quick scalping opportunity there against the blue band if you were so inclined. Also, the ECB is raised rates by a quarter. The ECB is the European Central Board or the Federal Reserve for the euro, and they raised a quarter point. But their Fed President Grange is talking right now. She's creating a little volatility, especially you can see there in the bond market. One of her quotes, I think this is why the markets are kind of a little buoyant right now, especially in the bonds. She said inflation is still expected to stay too high for too long. That was her opening statement, and you can see how the bond market is all over the place. This is the ECB, and they raised their rates this morning by 0.25%, which was expected. All right, so we'll see where it goes. All right, just kind of hanging here on against our blue band area there. All right, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We are trading mini S&Ps. We're looking for opportunity to scalp the market based on the levels we just gave out. In addition to any price action opportunities that might occur, if you look at the chat, you will see the levels there that are put up. And those are a guide to the day. You can see our first support level there is at the 432 area. And see if, again, if you've been with us for the last few days, we've had to show some patience here and waiting for the opportunities to present themselves. It gets a little bit quiet sometimes. The deal here is not to just trade, but the deal here is to actually make money. So patience is definitely important in waiting for the opportunities for the market to show up or give us those opportunities is very important. So again, we average about 4 to 5 trades a day. We focus more on the morning hours to give us those opportunities, and we'll see what happens. Every day's a new day. They got their own set of dynamics. Could be, you know, this morning we had the PPI number coming out, creating some volatility. You just never know when somebody's going to say something. There's always something that can create some volatility, even intraday. Yesterday we had a little bit of a push to the downside, and right in the middle of the day, and then they slowly rallied, and then they broke it late afternoon. So again, those breaks in the afternoon are very tough to trade. One-way trade most of the time. So you kind of focus, but you can use the levels all day long. All right. All right, we're just kind of coming back here, floating back up here to our pivot area. Very, very quiet. Hey, Don, you around here?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, you can jump in at 9 o'clock. I have to have an appointment to get to, which I
Okay.
Nothing. Got too many appointments these days. My wife, like, because I was gone for a while there, she stuffed everything in right after I came back, and then she doesn't tell me about it until like the day before. So I can't like talk myself out of it.
Yes, no problem.
Anyway, but it is.
If they can put up with me, I'm game.
All right. Well, they can put up with you. They can put up with me. That's even more impressive. Anyway. All right, so we'll see what happens here. We're just kind of quiet. Market, again, we're looking, if you look at the last few days, we're just range bound. We're tight ranges during the day. We had that one hiccup yesterday in the morning, but then basically it traded in a 20-point range after that most of the day. So all right, we are just kind of hanging here around the pivot, just being patient. Just never know when, like I said, we thought that we'd be a little bit busy this morning because of the PPI number. Well, bond market is all over the place, that's for sure. They have no idea what's going on. They are lost. But again, still in a range nonetheless. So they might be lost, but they're not really going extending one way or the other. And the other thing that's going to be pressing on the market, if this lasts too long, especially if they don't come up with some kind of solution by the weekend, is the UAW uh, strike that is going to hit all the U.S. car makers, Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. It heads down to the negotiations with the UAW, heads down to the wire. Things have gone back and forth over the last several weeks, but they aren't looking good ahead of today's strike deadline at noon Eastern Time, contributing to the tensions of the industry shift towards electric vehicles, which have created new manufacturing dynamics, such as less of a need of engine and transmission plants, as well as new battery factories that are largely not unionized. Yeah, it is a problem. A lot of, I think they had the same problem when they started automating the industry, when everything kind of run. You can run or put together a car with computers. Basically, the computer could do the whole job, most of the job that a lot of workers used to do, and then the automation is good and bad. Obviously, look what happened with trading, right? There was a whole, trading on the floor, and all of a sudden these computers, I don't know who made them, but these computers came around, and you don't need traders on the floor anymore. We're all in front of the screen, and I'm talking to you. So I guess it's not bad. But yeah, automation has its ups and downs. Definitely going to affect a lot of industries, not only the UAW, and then how they deal with it is definitely something to think about. So to win, or likely, this is going back to the UAW president, to win, we're going to have to take action, just as we approached our negotiations differently than we have in the past. We're preparing to strike these companies in a way they've never seen before. While the rhetoric remains charged, a target walkout is likely to hit specific U.S. factories before the all-out strike envelops one or more companies, especially if the U.S. strike distributing, I should say. It helps avoid distributing strike pay to 146,000 members. I guess they have some money in the background there to give them. Let's see, UAW strike is almost an end. They're looking for 46% wage increase over 4 years, 32 hours a week instead of 40. Yeah, they want to work. They want a 40%, 46% wage increase, and work only a 4-day week. Kind of interesting. Now let's see if we have any 9 o'clock numbers, since I'm trying to. We have business inventories coming out here at 9 o'clock. We also had retail sales coming out this morning. In addition to the PPI number, obviously PPI number was the one that most of everybody was looking at. Right? I can't find those numbers, but West, the year hour So again, at some point, if they don't settle up or come up with some kind of solution here, it could start affecting. I think I heard like for every 5 days, it's going to like affect the GDP by 0.1% or more. So this thing plays out for a couple of weeks. Definitely going to affect the GDP number. At issue are the terms surrounding a new 4-year labor contract for the big three automakers. Demands range from higher wages, more paid time off, reduced work weeks, a return to traditional pension, elimination of wage classification tiers, shift back towards cost of living adjustment. However, the two sides have grown increasingly skeptical on each other, trading accusations of no genuine offers, negotiations in bad faith, and not showing up at the bargaining table. A 10-day strike here could cost the U.S. economy $5.6 billion in gross domestic product, according to Economics Group, and push the Michigan economy into a recession. The firm also added that lost workers' pay could equal $859 million, and the loss of auto earnings could be almost $1 billion. And then disruption could also deal a sizable economic blow to broader auto network like parts suppliers, including Lear Corporation and Mega Engineers. But yeah, this is these guys have a big reach, and it's tough little trade. Anything could happen. So we'll see what happens there. But like I said, if they go on strike and if it lasts, I mean, those what they're asking for are pretty amazing. 46% wage increase and over 4 years, and 32-hour work week instead of 40. Okay. All right, we are just range bound here. We have a small number coming out here at 9 o'clock. Let's see if that does anything for us. Bond market is still all over the place. They are definitely nervous. They don't know how to take all this news. You got crude oil pushing $90. You got these inflation concerns, and we are stuck in a range. I don't see what's going on in Vegas. They got hacked, and all the casinos are. A couple of them shut down. Caesars International is expected to disclose it to regulatory filings. It paid tens of millions of dollars to hackers who infiltrated the company's system in recent weeks and demanded a ransom. Wow. The group known as Scattered Spider is experienced with social engineering tricks to gain access to corporate networks. A different hacker group is also believed to be responsible for hacking incident that disrupted systems of the MGM this week, impacting everything from casino floor to online bookings. Amazing. I mean, everything was not working there. All right, we are coming back. We got a little support down at the 32 area. You see our Green band's come in there at 29. Blue band and the hourly's in there at 28. The green band and the hourly's in there at 31. So a couple of levels of support below that level, that area, I should say. But we are stuck in a little bit of a range here. It's still range bound. All right, well, we drifted down here. As I was down here to our 33 area there. First entry point against the 32 if you were scaled in that way. Nice little surprise there for me. I was been watching, and nice little pop up here. Again, my orders are already in place, so keep that in mind. We have a new bar here, so be a little bit careful there against the 32. We do have some other levels of support underneath. So again, patience paid off here. Got down to 32 and 75 there and popped it right back up against our 32 area. Like I said, we have other support levels down below, so maybe keep that in mind if you're adjusting here, because we did close the bar. And we do have a small number coming out here in about 4 minutes. Don't know if it's going to do anything, but it's a small number nonetheless. You can see there in the chat our support and resistance areas that we focus on all day. Now we're coming to the 32 area. Again, remember, it's a little bit riskier because of the closing the bar bond market here, pushing to new lows as they are really just really don't know what's going on there. It's been a while since I've seen the bond market a little point hardly happen. You are talking up and down a point range. It's very rare that you get that kind of volatility. All right, we go down to the 32 area now and pop back up. See, again, if you're going to be a little aggressive, if you got the 33 against the 32, you did well. 32 here again, you did well. Again, remember, we do have other areas of support right under there, so kind of gave us a little bit of confidence in maybe entering the trade. And bonds continue to downtick here. The way the bond market's trading, it's being a big data downside. Especially they've tried twice to go and make new highs up there and post number and not succeed. All right, nice little rotation here off of our first support area there at 32. We're talking about the different layers of support underneath there, so gave you maybe a little confidence to jump in. Would have been nice to get down to 31 area, but did not. Got down to 31 and change.
Well, you did good. I was sitting at 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was at 31, so I had the 33, and since I thought we were going to, we went down there to retest. I thought I was going to get it. We have a little number coming out here, but you can see here by looking at the platform with the ladder ticket. There's or the dome, there's not really a big number, as nobody's really canceling their orders. You can see 100 lots up and down the order. It's a small number compared to what has been coming out lately. As we quickly rotate back up here to our pivot area. So again, kind of neutral, but a nice rotation there against our support level down to 32. And well, hopefully we're able to take advantage in some way, and nice little pop up here. Again, it's very important to show some patience, wait for the market to give us those opportunities. We are traders, by the same token, we are not just going to be trading to trade. We're actually going to be trading to make money. As we are coming back here and that's hanging around there. Pivot area, it's been in the middle of the range for the whole morning. So really not too excited about anything in here right now. So the PPI number, they're expecting plus 0.4 on the top line number, came out at plus 0.7. The core, they were expecting plus 0.2, was at plus 0.2. Year to year, expecting 1.3 on the top line number, came out at 1.6. And the core, they were expecting 2.2, came out at 2.2. So the core actually was within line. They missed on the top line. And creating a little havoc there in the bond market more than we're just kind of range bound. They did spike it there for a bit, and then they came back into the middle of the range here. All right, Don, I got to hand it off to you.
Okay.
Look at 32 down below. Probably we got our blue band there at 28 in our hourly. What do we have under there? 25. Yeah, let's see the 25 too. Well, just be careful with your scale if you're going to do that. So an upside, that spike, I guess I got to retest that spike, huh? Maybe up at 48. Who knows? All right, see what happens. Be patient. Wait for opportunities. Hope you get some opportunities faster than I did, Don.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Take care. Good morning, everyone. My name is Don J. I'm sitting in for Saul. And we are kind of all over the place this morning. Because I'm in a wait mode. Gonna wait and see what we do. We're gonna have to get above the 45 and below the 30s. See a push down. It was working this morning. The market, I thought, was working really well this morning. All right. I went back to our 32. I can relate to that. I'd like to see him take that 32 back to the 38. But if nothing else, there's 2 points in it. Well, if you took around the 32 again, you're getting paid off. Got up to 36. At 36 is going to be a problematic area until we get through it. You're going to have to chew through that 36. Next level below 32 is going to be down at 25. I've got some at 30. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. If I'm not talking, I'm watching. And it sure looks like it wants to test that 28 area pretty bad. The 2750 spike down there. Yep, exactly what it did. That 28, 29 area should have yielded us back to about 32. I did get to 30. thought we should have went to 32.50. There we go. That's a little better. And numbers sitting at anywhere from 28, 29, 30 in there. I took the 30. We're going back to 32. We get above 34, we may see 36. We get above 36, we should see that 38. You're rocking and rolling around that 32. I have my numbers. I've got some of Saul's numbers in there. Oh, come on. The next level below all this mess is going to be down at 25. And let's see. I have the 36.30 and 25. And the one after that, I got a 19. At least get us back close to 36. This is ridiculous. But that's why they call it trading. You're going to see if they can just wear you out. I'm watching mine real close. I'm not turning my day into a hole. Seems like I live enough in the bottom of those holes. It's kind of nice to be up here on top where you can see what's going on. Yeah, let's see. 25 is our next range in here. I would have thought that 30 would have gave us more than it did. It only gave us 4 points, but these areas, these little intermediate areas, they're usually good for several points. And that's the name of the game. Get in, not let it go against you very much, make a couple of points. And 30 was one of those areas. The first time to it, it yielded out good. This could be one of those days where this thing turns south and just keeps going all the way down. That's the nice thing about trading is it's telling you something on one hand, then it turns right around and it's telling you something else on the other. And you're kind of like, okay, which one is it going to do first? So we don't know, so we'll just play our levels. If the levels don't hold, we get stopped out. We'll get back in at another point. Stop outs are so much better than drawdowns. 2 or 3, 4 points. The drawdowns can be 15, 20, 30 points or even more, especially in today's markets. Yeah, I can post those levels. If you look in the chat, I'll post the levels that we used today. And we'll go from there. Trading here to 28. I like 28. And 28 ought to be good for a couple of points. But we'd have to get back to 30, 31 area. So you can take these areas, these micro areas, especially when it gets slow like this. But you got to have a stop. If you were able to get on 28, we're knocking on 30. You got your 2 points. Take it and get out. If you have a reason if you got multiple zone and you got reason to hold one, and move your stop just to tick below 28, see what it's going to do. A good reasonable target area would be around the 32. And if we get past that 32 area, where are we going to go? I still like that 36. We're going to run into a little headwind up here at about 32, 33 area. Not unless it's got a lot of juice in this thing and it just blows on through it. This area around 33 should slow it down a little bit. Don't know if it will or not. It should. There's a lot of things going on there. Now, if we get above the 33, then I'd look to see 35, 36 area. You know, your trade was to get in down there at the 30 area. There we go. Well, we got the 35. Yeah, let's see. We should see 36. We get to 35.50 and stop. Yep. There's a little resistance up here at the 36 area. We got a blue band coming in there right at about 37, 38. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's the one that I just put up.
Okay.
I'm not sure about theirs yet. You go in there, let me know if you can see it. You don't do it now.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting in for Saul at the moment. I'll have to wait.
No worries. Appreciate it.
Okay, where'd we get up to? 32. There are pivots up here at 40. I got a little resistance up here at 36. Got a blue band coming in there right at about 37.50 area. Oh. If you were able to get anywhere from 28 to the 30 area, you did good. That dug me out of my hole. Let's see. Looks like we're going back to 32. Don't know if this thing's gonna. We're gonna have to get back above that 40 area to retest that high up there, I think. We finally got the, all three of the markets have been, the NASDAQ has been down this morning and the ES and Dow have been up. So that's causing some of this chop. But at the moment, they're all green. Usually when it gets, you get one or two of those in the opposite direction, and it kind of like You know, used to the S&P rule the roost. Not anymore. You know, let NASDAQ go. Used to, there was a rule of thumb for every point in the S&P, the NASDAQ would move about 2 points and the Dow would move about 8 to 10, somewhere in there. And it worked for several years, but that's not the case anymore. You know, you look over there and the S&P's up 20 and the NASDAQ's up 200. It's kind of like, man. Can't get back there at 36. You know, since we started this at about 9 o'clock, we've had the 36 just a little after 9. You know, we should have gotten back to it, and we're getting up close, but I decided close was good enough. I didn't have to wait to the exact target. I bailed at about 35.50. 35 and a quarter, somewhere in there. As I win more, my risk tolerance for me goes up. In other words, if I win more, I don't want to give it back to them. I've done that too many times. It's kind of like, you know, when you think about it, that's just not very intelligent. You make it and you give it to them. You're like, no, I've made it and it hadn't gone against me today. I've been real lucky so far. Knock on wood, everything's worked out. Even this goofy thing is working out. But, you know, I'm not sitting around waiting because I've had too many successful trades up to this point. Originally, at this point, I thought we were going to rotate into the 38 area. As it stands right now, I don't have you know, usually by this time of the day, I have a pretty decent idea on what we should be doing. And, you know, at 9 o'clock, I'd have said, well, we're going back to that high at 8:30. But you know, I have no place to get in. Even if I'm right now, you know, I should have been getting in down there at the levels, going that direction. You know, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, it would have been a great trade if I'd have bought the 30s or the 28s. And this held them on, but you know, and sometimes you can do that. But today, with this 2 different signals, I'm going, yeah, I have to be more cautious. It's kind of like having 2 opinions. I'm not really sure which one's going to be right. One of them will, but I don't know. So I'll just wait and take smaller trades, take them consistently, make money on them, keep my stop in. And by the end of the day, you know, I'll be ahead. And let's see, we finally made it to the 38s. That's a good sign. got a little resistance up here at about 40 area. Not much, but some. Better at 42. 40 area is our pivot this morning. So we got up to about 39.50. If this thing rotates down to around 37.50, something like that, I would say, yeah, that area worked out okay. We only got 37.75 out of it. So guys, if anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask. There's nothing to do. We're waiting. I mean, we can. Okay, that worked out. And there was a price action play at that 39.50 to 40 area. I've got a line sitting there right there on it, and it hit it, bounced off of it, dropped 2 points. So there's lots of trades that happen in a day, especially when it starts slowing down. And okay, I know that it's coming up on 9:30. The option pits are open. People are hedging their positions. So this thing should take a directional movement here until about 10 to 10:30. But I can't get real enthused about going long until we get above the 42. I could have went long down below, but the closer we get to it, then we also know that our pivot's at 40. Saul had a number up there at 48. This morning pre-market, I had 47.50 and he went right to it. And so, and something else that you'll see a lot of times is it's like the numbers that he gave out yesterday. And if we open within that range, you will start to see those numbers at around 8:30 kind of playing out sometimes better than the numbers that he gives out for today. But usually it doesn't take very long, and they'll drift apart because we've got to stop one set and start another one. And so the new set is based on the past. The new set is based on the past, and the old was based on the past before this, the day before. So sometimes we get an interaction between the two numbers. And, you know, I have my numbers. Saul has his numbers, and I use them both. every time we move from one set to another set, it's just, you just have to stop, rethink the numbers, put them in perspective, and work them from there. We know our pivot's at 40. We're sitting at 40. We've already been to 39.50, so it stopped just shy of it and bounced. So I would look, if we're going to bounce, I'd look from like 42 back to 40. But I don't really want to take that trade. And like I say, as I get more into the day, we're 9:40 almost. And so it's kind of like, okay. But I can tell you this, 40, 42, and 44, they're areas that we should see little bounces off of. How they're going to bounce, I can't tell you that. They may just run through every one of them. And 36 is going to be kind of important. Oh, just remember 36 because we should come back into that range. Now we just need to go someplace, either hit a number above where we can get short, take our profits, and if you want to hold one or the 40 was it was a trade. It's working out. We went just a hair above it. Now we're down to the 38 area, so. So these are things that you just, as you do this more and more, that you get a feel for it. It's been a good morning. I've had 8 trades, 7 winning and 1 losing. Yeah, we're going to get to see if we get a little bounce around the 42 to 44 area. The 40 worked. At 42, have to drop it back to 40 area. I don't know if it's going to do that or not. We'll wait and see. We're constantly readjusting what I'm seeing. As the market paints a picture, you'll get clarity on it. Well, if you took the 42 area, yeah, I'm taking these areas straight up or a little above. I'm just watching the price action and jumping in. Just sometimes I get a feel, sometimes I don't. That thing came down all the way to 40 and change. I don't think it's finished yet, but that's just me. You can also get a kind of feel for it, how long we're staying at these, at or above these areas. Let's see, Saul's got 48 up there. I'm running to 42. That's my level. All right. That 44 should have gave us a decent bounce. We've got a 46 up there that's kind of a target area that's been hanging out for a while. Basal's next level is going to be up at 48. Well, we tagged at 46. That number's been hanging out there a while. Imagine that, we're coming back to 44. 6. We're working that 46 to 44 area that we hadn't gotten up there. And the reason I'm doing that is because my number's telling me that's what it's doing right at the moment. We got to get below 44, 50. If I can get a little close down here below 44.50, I think we'll see lower. But that's at the present moment. Wants to go for that 48. That 47 area should yield out of the 45. It's fighting with it. We're most definitely in an uptrend. If you took the 47, you taking it on a short stop. You know, you're risking one to try and make two, and you should be able to get filled at 45. But, you know, if you're scared of it, it's just, you know. But that's what the price action is telling me, is where we should look to get 2 points out of it. So I had a reason. I've got to stop. You know, if I'm staying in it too long, you know, just get out at 46. Everybody's going to trade this thing different. You know, if you really believe in it, you hold on to it. If you don't, you just take you some profits and get out. Or if you're running multiples, take some off at 46. There's nothing wrong with making a profit. Let's see, our next level above is going to be 54. Let's see, 47. At 48, I still have a profit target down there at around the 45 area right at the moment. Let's see. Next level up is going to be the 50, the 4 area. I have resistance at 52, 53, and 54. I have a 47. Somebody's got a 400 lot sitting at that 50. Imagine that, back to 46. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm just man.